What's up there, Travel Chronicles? This is the Supplement Chronicles, chapter 2 or 3. I'm not sure which one. I kind of did one before on what I was taking, and a little bit of an update. So this weekend, I found some berberine. It's not what you think. It's just a rocketing off of my windshield. I found some berberine at a Walgreens, and I decided to try it. And this is after listening to Dr. Jeffrey Gladden talk about his, I believe he called it like a recovery cycle, where he would hit he had dihydroberberine, spermidine, like visitine. I don't know if he did all those steps, but he has a routine that he does to help recovery, and or when he's not in a muscle building phase. This is his not muscle building phase, and I'm in a phase where I'm trying to take it really easy with my shoulder. I'd heard him playing pickleball the week before, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it real easy on activity this weekend. I found it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try it and see what it does, because the idea is that it will throw the body into an AMPK energy cycle, where the body's not in this mTOR or muscle building type phase, right? It's in a different phase, and just a little bit of research, just kind of skimming it. I guess what AMPK does is you're taking your, I guess, adenosine monophosphate and building it back up into ATP, so the adenosine triphosphate. And the way it's doing that is it's pulling glucose or glycogen or the energy out of the blood to build it back into the energy stores in the rest of the body. So it's kind of an interesting cycle where it's using that energy to make the ATP. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to dig into it a little bit more just so I have a better understanding of it. I know the NAD cycle just kind of recirculates. This is why you need the niacin or the NMN or the NR to help the NAD cycle as you get older. That helps supplies energy by building back ATP, but it's in a different cycle, and I think it may be external to mTOR or AMPK, but you have these two competing things. You can't be in both of them at the same time. And after taking the berberine, and there was also a study that was done, I did find the abstract for it, where they did berberine versus dihydroberberine versus placebo, and there was a statistical difference between berberine and the placebo. So noticeable effect. You can see it in the blood. You can see it, doing something, have some effect. And then between the berberine and the dihydroberberine, and the berberine was at a 500 milligram dose, taken 3 times. So a total dose of 1,500 milligrams versus dihydroberberine taken in 100 milligram or 200 milligram doses, and I think it's on a similar thing. So it's 20 to 40% of the berberine charge, and its effectiveness was statistically higher than the berberine by itself. So dihydroberberine was in a more stable state, able to be absorbed by the body, where the berberine is not as easily absorbed, and you're kind of just throwing a bunch of stuff at it to try and get something to work. So some of it probably gets converted to the dihydroberberine to be able to be absorbed by the body, and the rest just kind of goes out in the wash. But what does get absorbed, there is a noticeable effect, and it's used as I found this out, it's kind of like a dietary supplement in order to suppress food cravings, because it's kind of pulling the energy out. It suppresses insulin or something along those lines. I'm not a doctor by any means, so I'm not familiar with it. I'm not suggesting by any means that anybody take any of this stuff, but I'm just saying for my own effect. This was an N of 1. I did it one time for 3 days total, and 2 of the days were like a 2/3 dose, and then the third day was like the full dose of it. And as far as recovery goes, I did not notice it. Now, it did make me tired. It did make me, it's, you know, looking back on it, sometimes you don't notice stuff in the moment because you're just kind of doing it, but then you look back and you're like, man, I was really tired at the end of the day. You know, like I was ready to go to bed early on Sunday. Didn't do a whole lot. You know, didn't do any running or physical activity on Saturday. Just kind of hit the sauna up on Sunday. And I tell you what, by the end of the day, that was done. Like I was toast. Now Monday I did the full dose and had a day of work. Went mowed grass after work. It took about an hour and a half. So, you know, and it's not like a physical activity because it's a riding mower, but it's, you know, you're out, you're doing something, then you got a long drive afterwards. And, you know, from the mental side, you know, it's a long day. And I was exhausted at the end of that day. And then I took an Epsom salt bath just to kind of get ready for Tuesday, where I was going to go back and start in the pickleball again. Shoulder is feeling all right, but like I have a lot of physical pain when I try to be in an extended position and lift up. It's really weird. It's like just one spot, and I don't think I tore anything, but boy, if it's strained, it's like really sore. And if I try to do any resistance training on it, it just has no strength, none at all. I did look at a video from Ben Patrick for making your shoulders bulletproof. That may be the next step. You know, trying to build some strength in around that area. Work on the flexibility in the shoulders now. I've been working on leg flexibility, but you know, it may be time to start to extend because, you know, I enjoy playing pickleball, at least until like last night. It was a different feeling. I think it was kind of like a berberine hangover almost, where I thought, okay, I'm not sure of how the cycle works, where if it's all right, you're on berberine, you know, now you're in the AMPK cycle, it's a plateau, then as soon as you quit taking it, you know, it drops off, and then you're back into mTOR. And I don't think it's like that at all. I think it's more of like a slow curve, and then you know, if you peak out, you might be in like kind of a plateau, or it may, you know, just kind of be gradually building in your system to where that cycle improves, and then it's a drop off because it's Wednesday and I'm still feeling pretty lethargic after a day of work. Now, what I may do to help get back in, I've tried to, you know, eat a little bit extra today to, you know, get the blood glucose up a little bit, but I think I'm still in that cycle, and I'm going to have to do some like pretty hardcore physical activity to break out of that. So I'm going to try to do a run as long as it's not pouring the rain down. We'll see how that goes. You know, I'm tracking my energy levels on the Garmin, and right now not too bad, but it's a weird feeling. And it may be something where as I get, you know, more used to this cycle, you know, maybe I finish up pickleball on a Thursday and I'm going to be off, and then kind of hit it or something, or maybe after a Friday afternoon, somewhere where I know I'm not going to be able to do something, but it's a weird feeling. And one of the, I don't want to say symptoms, like side effects that go along with it is like brain fog, or, you know, besides the nausea and stuff. And I could see that, like if it works how it kind of, you know, I feel like it's working, where it makes you really tired and, you know, maybe a little bit slow to comprehend things, then I get that totally. You know, that makes a lot of sense that it would have that effect. And then it's kind of like, well, why would you want to be on that? And it turns out that, you know, from a longevity perspective, the AMPK cycle is the preferred cycle to be on instead of the mTOR. But like there could be some drawbacks, some side effects, you know, from what I'm seeing. So it's going to to take some experimentation. Definitely, if it's something that I want to do long term or lock into to cycle for a certain period, and just see kind of how it affects it. I don't think I would use it for like long periods of time, just because my activity levels right now, like I don't want to be out of activity. I still did 200 minutes of activity last week, but I did try to take it easy after I talked to the physical therapist about the shoulder. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Dose was 1,500 milligrams total for a day recommended. I took it for 3 days, and 2 days later, I would say still feeling the effects. One day to clear it out of the system was not enough, and maybe it's a thing where you kind of pump it up and let it go and call it good for a while. Because I think I could have been good, not eating as much today, or maybe it does increase your appetite when you come off of it. I don't know. I've been trying to combat it that way, and maybe that's not quite the right way. So we'll see. I'm kind of done eating for today. I'm going to eat a banana and probably just fast the rest of the day. Maybe eat a shake tonight and call it good. We'll see if I'm able to run. But I am kind of interested to see how a run would feel. Left calf is still a little bit tight. I think that's from the shoes that I bought. Feels like the Achilles might be getting stretched out a little bit. But, all right, that's all I got for today. And be careful and be COVID free. See you later.